Hey, what's going on, everybody? So it is Black History Month, right? But we need to talk about a few things if we're going to be celebrating this Black History Month. I have a couple issues with Black History Month. Number one, why are we going to confine the oldest people in the world's history into 1 month? For those of you that are unaware, right? Because every time Black History Month come around, everybody just talks about the same exact thing. Not to take away anything from the struggles of, what Black people have had to go through in the Americas through the colonial period and slavery and all of that. Not to take away from anything, but you have to understand, if we're going to talk about Black history, right? We can't just talk about the same thing over and over again, especially after a period of time in which we had no power, had no this, had no that, just complete disarray, just always looking for some kind of amenity, some kind of way out, some kind of, so it's always a struggle. We just talk about the struggle over and over again. Not to take anything away from that. Like I said, that part is important, right? It's more related to us in our current day and age, right? However, we cannot forget about what took place with us, or Black people in general, before slavery, right? We can't take away from all of the great kingdoms in Africa and all of the wonderful history that took place all the way to the beginning, right? Because for those that are still unaware, again, in the 21st century, we have research, we have books, we have all this information at our fingertips. We are the oldest people in the world. Black people been here from the beginning. First civilizations, Thebes, Egypt, Nubia, all of these places along the Nile Valley and into the Indus Valley later on were all Black civilizations. Why don't we talk about that? Why don't we talk about all of the great achievements that these people were able to do, and what it is that our ancestors developed prior to going through the horrific period of slavery, right? Why is the focus always got to be on, the struggle, right? So that's number one issue I got. With all that being said, if you're going to take the history that is so long, so in depth, so full of detail, and so much that has happened from the beginning of human civilization all the way to now, you cannot jam pack all this information, let alone give yourself 1 month to study all of this. That's complete garbage. If you feel insecure enough to only want to be proud of being Black during Black History Month, then that says a lot about you. It says a lot about how you grew up. Says a lot of things about you. Now, I'm not just here to rag on people. I understand, not everybody is interested in history, whatever that means, because really, everybody should be interested in history. Why? Because if we don't study history, then the same thing is going to happen again in the future. But nobody want to listen. Okay, so because of this non-seeking of history, because it's boring and whatever, people say that like it ain't got nothing to do with me and all this and this and that. But on the contrary, it's in your DNA. All of this history is in your DNA. So how are you going to reject something that is so near and dear to you, that it's actually all up inside of you all the time? But you're gonna act like you don't care, or you're uninterested, you don't want to study, so you just take what come around every February. That's the new information you get. It's not really new information, because you're just talking about the same thing every year. No disrespect to anything that took place during slavery or the civil rights movement. The reason why I speak about it in that manner is because there is so much more to Black people's history than just that. As important and as vital as that is, there is so much more. So, but again, I'm rewinding. Now let's fast forward. Reason number two why I don't like or celebrate Black History Month is that, okay, so the original creator of Black History Month, which was originally Negro History Week, and made by Carter G. Woodson, and that was solely created because he felt that if people had no recollection of their history, that they wouldn't have anything, any culture to build off of that. And that's very true. And that's what I'm getting at here, is that, it isn't celebrated in the same sense that it was originally designed for, right? It was designed for people to go study, for people to go learn. Not just, it didn't say, oh, just study what happened when we got off the boat to now. No, it said go study. We don't treat it that way no more. It's just all about, you know, the struggle. Not to take away anything from that. Carter G. Woodson was, you know, living in the struggle. That's why he felt the need to create such a thing, right? But in turn, today it has just backfired. It has become so mundane. We learn about the same 4 or 5 people every year in school, and it's just the lamest thing in the world. Nobody wants to study. Nobody wants to learn. It's just like a great deception, you know, to deceive yourself and other people that your history is damn near insignificant or so minuscule to just wrap it up into a month. That's not how that's supposed to work, man. But anyway, the thing about holidays, especially in this country, is that it's all about spending money. It's all about getting you to spend your money. So that brings me to point number 3. What happens with Black History Month, just like all the other holidays, is that they will create all these marketing schemes to get you to spend your money, right? So that's why you see on February, everybody come out with a new Black History Month edition shoe. Everybody come out with a Black History Month this, Black History Month that, all this blah, 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 blah. And while you may think it's cool, what you're really doing is just putting more money into these corporations' pockets. They don't actually care about none of the struggle. They don't care about none of that. All they care about is getting your money in their pocket. And most of the time, most of these corporations and whatnot are not Black-owned businesses. So, in turn, what are you really doing for Black people in that situation? Except for just giving money to, you know, bigger corporations for, you know, for them to continue to make money and leech off of you. And I don't know, man, it just seemed all kind of messed up to me. Anyway, that's all I got. I just wanted to kind of state why it is that I don't celebrate Black History Month. I don't think we need it. And honestly, I think that it comes down to self-education. Like I said, we have all the tools nowadays to study, to read, to learn for ourselves. We have so many Black authors, so many Black books, that we have no real excuse to not study further into our history and to not make that something that is just a part of our daily lives. It shouldn't be confined to no month or no class, none of that. We should be wanting to learn of our own so that we can to bring back an identity that has been lost because we have refused to keep it alive in the modern age, right? Of course, you know, it's a little different in different places across the world. For example, in the Caribbean and in South America, those people, those slaves, we kept going with a lot of our cultural and oral practices, traditions. Whereas in America, that was kind of stripped away very harshly from Black people here. And, you know, that's fair, right? I understand. You don't have much to go off of, right? But the thing is that, like I said, most people have a cell phone. Most people have access to the internet. I'm not saying all. Most people can go to a library. Most people can buy books. I'm just putting that out there. I'm not bashing anybody. I'm not saying anybody is, you know, wasting their time, or, you know, if you feel proud of Black History Month, that's you. Do you, man? But I'm just saying, you can't just leave it up to 1 month. You know, it's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. And peace.
Black History Month you find
ridiculous.
Why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No, well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month.